and do because of lobbying. And now with what Pusha T has exposed, we now know the labels are trying to look out for themselves rather than about this situation. Is that despite Drake and the OVO community trying to push this false narrative due to their fake and pathetic outrage that Kendrick Lamar is this industry puppet who does what he story, which has never made Def Jam look worse and really is the final sign of their forever downfall. I mean, it is fitting in a way, and I hope that Hov raps about it the next time he gets in the booth. But now beyond what Jay-Z is doing here and what it represents at the highest level, well, alongside them in this major play against the industry with both Kendrick...
Yo, what's going on YouTube? What's going on? We're back with another banger. Yes, sir. Today's video, we got how Kendrick Lamar and Pusha T just started a war with the industry, and it will get bad. So if you're new here, don't forget that big red subscribe button and that like button. We're on the road to 800 subscribers, and we're like 60 subscribers away. So join the family. The more you guys hit that subscribe button, the closer we get to hitting our goal. Now, that being said, let's see how Pusha T and Kendrick Lamar started a war with the industry and how bad it's really about to get. Let's get it.
Now, when it comes to Kendrick Lamar, well, if you are ready to see how one of the biggest turning points in the history of hip-hop just happened right before our own eyes, and things will never be the same because of it, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton, and at this point, all of hip-hop needs to know what's going on with the biggest faces in the genre, because right now, what is becoming more clear as the news that Pusha T revealed to us about UMG, Def Jam, and Drake literally shelving and stopping his album from coming out due to the Kendrick Lamar verse on it is reaching more and more people, is that while we all thought the music industry had major problems already, we really haven't even seen the surface of it yet, because with what we have now seen the biggest label in the industry do, all to try and spare Drake's feelings, is something that is showing that the industry is trying to take away creative freedom from its artists as a whole, all to benefit the bottom line and the guy who has really been pulling the strings despite the victim card he's been deceiving the public with. And now, while this whole idea of a label silencing what its artists can do is so bad, and there is so much that we are learning from the impact of this news alone, over everything else, with Push coming out and telling us this, and with him now taking the steps to make sure that him and Kendrick Lamar can be heard together without the control of the industry. With this, the trio now of Pusha T, Kendrick Lamar, and Jay-Z, who is the one who is using his own brand to get this record out, have just started a beef and feud with the industry that no...
That's crazy. That's another tip that I didn't know, that Jay-Z is using his record label and his brand to get Kendrick Lamar and Pusha T's album out. Well, Pusha T's album out with the feature of Kendrick Lamar, because last video Fantastic Hip Hop was talking about how Pusha T's label was not letting him drop his album last year because of Kendrick Lamar's verse. It's been a whole year since this nigga's, even the album or anything. Everyone's thinking that Kendrick Lamar dropped a whole new verse when this album and verse was a year old. You feel me? This is a whole year ago. Kendrick's on a whole nother shit with beef with Drake. You feel me? Going on world tours. So this is definitely not going to be talking probably about no Drake or no other shit. This is probably going to be talking about something he had going on in the past or some shit like that. You guys let me know down below in the comments how you guys feel about it. And yeah, man, let's keep going.
Other artists has ever on this scale, and now from the labels itself like Def Jam and UMG, which owns it, to Drake, who was whining to make sure that this song never came out with all of his paperwork. Well, in a period of time where there have never been more questions about what rappers can say and do because of lobbying, and now with what Pusha T has exposed, we now know the labels are trying to look out for themselves rather than the benefit of their own artists and their creative expression. Well, now as the curtain has been pulled, and with the combined effort of Push letting the people know about what's been
low-key, it's like ever since Drake started suing his label, labels are censoring artists' freedom of speech. You guys let me know how you guys are feeling about that. But I mean, that's why Pusha T went to Jay-Z, and Jay-Z's helping him put his album out. So either way it goes, it looks like we're getting this album
happening, the way the industry treated the biggest rapper in the world in Kendrick Lamar, and now with Jay-Z getting involved to make sure that this record has all the support it needs to be heard properly. Well, with the stakes set with three of the most powerful people in all of hip-hop, we are now seeing a beef and feud unfold that is truly unlike anything else we have ever seen, because in this era where the labels have gotten whatever they have wanted and they've been able to take away and suppress whatever they have desired, well, now now with Jay, Push, and Kendrick together, they are standing in the face of this industry-wide mess and are paving a path that all creatives are going to need to support to win this thing going forward. And now, before we get any further into this, if you have not already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And seriously, as due to the stakes of the moves that we are seeing around this Clips album and the Kendrick Lamar verse, well, in terms of the impact that this is going to have on the future of how we get not just rap, but all music in the future, we have really not seen something more important than this all year. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe so hip-hop can see how the music industry just changed forever right now and how Jay, Push, and Kendrick have something bigger than ever that they are going against. And now with that said, when it comes...
Bro, we've been having so many haters on all these videos, it's crazy. You feel me? But I don't care what no one says. Kendrick Lamar is on a all-time fucking run. And you can't be mad, bro. Look at the numbers. Look at the sales. This nigga is on an all-time run, gang. And he's killing it. Dropping hard-ass, good-ass music. Real rap. Not mumble rap. Not beats taking over. You feel me? Not the same repetitive lines over and over and over again. This nigga is on top of the game, and now he's putting on everybody else that was fucking with him and who was in his circle. You just can't be mad. It's a real nigga. You feel me? A stand-up nigga.
Come on, everything that we just found out in
that's
rap,
all I'm seeing right now.
There is really so much to unpack here and just make sense of. And the first thing over everything else that is now so clear about this situation is that despite Drake and the OVO community trying to push this false narrative due to their fake and pathetic outrage that Kendrick Lamar is this industry puppet who does what he says, and that Jay-Z, for that matter, is right within the same circle as Kendrick with UMG, and they all planned for Drake to get humiliated and then gave Kendrick the Super Bowl to solidify this downfall from Drake. Well, now with...
Did y'all hear that? So you're going to say that Jay-Z has now joined the part of the beef and is joined to embarrass you? No, I'm pretty sure Jay-Z's joined this because he's seen Pusha T's albums already been fucking prolonged for a year now. So he's like, you know what, nigga? Once you get out of your fucking label, come holla at me and I'm gonna help you drop your shit. You feel me? Because they giving you all these problems. I'm not gonna give you no problems. I'm gonna help you get this shit out. That's how Jay-Z is. This nigga went to the top source, gang. Come on now, you can't be mad.
A beef and feud that is spanning not just rappers, but brands,
right
and for a message and precedent that is bigger than just a competitive difference. Well, the first thing that we can see about this entire moment in time is that first off, as Drake is the guy who is getting these Kendrick verses held back and the Clips album shelved, and who the label is silencing its own music for to help. Well, after all, it is Drake who is playing the industry games and who is using the labels to actually ruin the state of music itself and the way that we can understand expression. And now beyond Drake being more aligned.
But can someone answer me this in the comments? How does Drake have this much power over the industry where he can censor niggas' albums, bro? This nigga can... It's like he heard the album or heard the whole song before it even dropped and he was like, nope. Nope, I don't want the world to hear that. Nope, I don't like it. Tell them he cannot drop that. How you gonna tell another man that he can't drop music on you, but you can drop it on him anytime you please? My nigga, does that not sound like some female shit to y'all? Not only that, my nigga, this is music. You signed up for this shit. I don't understand, gang. Help me out here in the comments. What is going on?
Aligned with the industry machine, even in this time where he has created the mess he has with them in the first place. What is also so clear is that for the big names in this thing who are now letting the Clips album drop and who are letting everyone hear this Kendrick Lamar verse that the industry is clearly terrified of. Well, again, the people who are doing this are Jay-Z and Roc Nation, and after all of the narratives that were made from fake outrage about Jay being all in for UMG and whatever they wanted with the end of Drake and the support of Kendrick Lamar, well, once again, we are finding out that Drake, OVO, and everybody around them have been more than wrong.
Universal Technical Institute's Diesel program provides hands-on training needed to service heavy-duty engines.
Because with what Jay is doing by using Roc Nation to release a body of work that UMG did not want everyone to hear, is again straight up engaging in a beef with the people that they thought Drake was trying to win against. And at that, is doing it within a way that is way more respectable than Drake could ever even fathom, because unlike Drake, who creates problems in the industry for personal pettiness and then causes verses and entire albums to not get released like what we have seen here, well, Jay is actually beefing with the people Drake wants you to believe he is against, as he is now standing in the face of the entire machine that runs music and how they wanted us to hear everything that was coming out this year, and is just telling them that you can't control hip-hop as an expression and art form and stop people from hearing a collab that is so important to the culture. But really, it's fitting that 100%. Jay is the one doing this, because he's not just a rapper, but he is the guy who has taken everything so far that he has built something so big on his own that he is in a position where he can do this and use his tools for the best purposes, which is to make sure that everyone can hear what hip-hop has to say in the most authentic and therefore powerful way. And again, now from the Super Bowl to the Clips album and this Kendrick verse specifically, I mean, when you see how many people try to make fake narratives up and outrage about Jay-Z for...
Bro, you have to give Jay-Z his flowers for helping Pusha T get his album out there. Not only that, get his album out there, but for not censoring Kendrick Lamar's verse on his album. Like, come on now. That's love right there. That's respect. That's real rap. That's what niggas want. If you got beef with somebody in the rap game and they dropped a song on you, not to mention you started it in the first place, and they continue having to say something about you, and then other niggas that you had beef with back in the day, like, oh, bet, you talking? Oh, I got something to still say about you. You feel me? And then you get mad that they're coming out the limelight too with your op that just won the rap beef against you? You can't be mad, gang. You can't be mad. You're mad because they both got something to say about you, and you are beefing with both these niggas, and then one actually won against you and you won against the other one, but they both like teamed up on you and like, boom, what's up? But not to mention Kendrick Lamar's verse is 1 year old, so it's probably not even about Drake. Come on now.
For no reason. It really does start to make sense.
This nigga's doing too much.
Industry based on following trends and not standing out, Jay is the first guy who is using what he has to do things that are making these labels very uncomfortable, and somebody like Drake just crash out more and more. And again, him being the one to step in and make sure that this is all getting out is so pivotal for so many reasons. And now, as the label who Push and Clips were on is Def Jam, which is owned by UMG and was restructured under Republic Records, which is the label that Drake is on, well, in all honesty, to make this moment even more poetic, as Jay used to be the former head of Def Jam and gave the label its last great run. Seeing Jay and Roc Nation get out this album and help Push tell this story, which has never made Def Jam look worse and really is the final sign of their forever downfall. I mean, it is fitting in a way, and I hope that Hov raps about it the next time he gets in the booth. But now, beyond what Jay-Z is doing here and what it represents at the highest level, well, alongside them in this major play against the industry with both Kendrick Lamar and Pusha T, they are also playing such a big role to this as well, because again, in an industry where labels are used to getting whatever they want, and in all honesty, most rappers are so lazy these days that they don't even care to stand up for their own visions and will do whatever the labels tell them to. Both with the verse Kendrick made that he did not hold.
That is true. That's another conversation for a different video. But a lot of these rappers nowadays just bend over backwards to whatever their label tells them to do, bro. And it's kind of crazy. And they already signed a fucked deal in the first place. It's like, bro, you're just getting fucked. Straight up.
Anything back so clearly, and with how Pusha T stood in the belief of his own work so much that it got him off a label roster. Really, these two MCs here are showing that it has never been more important to care about what you do and stand by your vision and work no matter what. And again, 100%. While this is now going to let them finally get out this song that everyone has wanted to hear for quite a while, in the greater picture of this all, what Kendrick and Push are about to be the faces of in the music world in a sense, is this idea and moment where we are seeing, both due to Drake and the industry, an effort to try and make hip-hop less authentic and take away the best ability that rappers have, which is of course what they can say with their own words. That no matter what the industry tries and what Lawbray wants to do, you cannot take away this ability from rappers and MCs everywhere. And really, with people like Kendrick and Push behind it all, it is so clear that MCs are willing to do and stand on anything they have to make sure that everyone knows that no matter what, this ability to rap and say what they want and create the most passionate art will not go away. And again, as this entire
100%.
moment and everything against these artists is standing in the face of that, and that's why this moment is so pivotal. What we are seeing go down, while it was so shocking, the way it is turning out and with how people like Push, Kendrick, and Jay are standing up to everything, it is a great thing. And when we look at this entire moment from clips, and of course then we see Malice and Pharrell and all of the other features and
it's a great thing, bro. It's an amazing thing because it's showing other artists that, bro, you do not have to bend over backwards to your label. You don't have to be scared of a bigger artist than you. You feel me? Still talk your shit. Stand behind why you started rapping in the first place. You feel me? That's all I'm seeing right here. It's just much respect to these three, bro. Like, much respect.
Contributions alongside them. In the lineage of hip-hop, this record is really going to represent this greater message, which is going to stand up for the future of every MC to create the way they want, and it could really not have a better story, because now, due to the state of the industry and the example that they tried to make out of clips for wanting to get Kendrick to say exactly what he wanted to on their record, with them moving through all their obstacles and with this record coming out, it is a moment that is going to scare the industry when it fully does drop, because they are going to learn more than ever that despite them wanting to ruin these visions and control the narratives and what happens, all to try and make their own interests run a little smoother, the industry cannot stop the passion and genuine art of an MC. And when everybody learns this, well, not just is Jay-Z and his influence never going to be greater, and Push and Kendrick will send a message that is so needed to the entire rap game, but the labels are going to be more scared than they ever have, because once again, we are seeing another moment where, due to their own failures and desire to help out losers like Drake who want to take away the ability for people to just rap freely, that no matter what they want in this era, they can't actually do this anymore, and they are losing more and more control in this era where artists have never been able to set the pace more, and rappers specifically at that are willing to put everything they have on the line to get their vision across. And now with this, while really the moments and news we have heard so far is just the beginning of this groundbreaking shift in hip-hop, as all three of these rappers continue to represent something that Drake and the industry despises, well, I know this was already a lot, but if you can believe it, things are only going to get a lot more genre-defining and pivotal as this rollout goes on, and as we find out.
100%. And there's going to be a lot more hate against this rap because real rap is coming back, and more OG artists and MC artists are coming to the rap game to bring real rap back. And a lot of people don't like that. They don't like having to listen to music, having to be like, damn, what did you just say? Hold on, let me search that shit up. Wait, what? You feel me? They don't like that. They like hearing the same type of beat, the same type of mumble rap, the same type of lyrics over and over. You feel me? They want that type of rap. A lot of people don't like this real rap, and I love it. Real rap is back. Yeah, mumble rap was cool when it lasted, bro, but it's time for real rap to really come back. Niggas to really talk they shit on a whole beat and not repeatedly say the same type of verse over and over. I want to hear you say different shit the whole song. You feel me? It's crazy, bro.
The full truth about everything here. And so now, with all of this said, let me know, what do you think about this entire situation with Pusha T, this album, the Kendrick verse, and how the label has treated it? And what do you think about how Push, Kendrick, and Jay are now moving to make sure that everybody is going to hear this moment no matter what the industry and Drake have wanted to happen?
Man, y'all let me know down below in the comments on how y'all feeling about Pusha T's new album with Kendrick and Pharrell and Jay-Z. You feel me? Like, comment, subscribe. We're on the road to 800. And I will catch y'all, man. We stay consistent. All these videos that y'all been seeing previous have been all pre-recorded. I've been having this whole month pretty much all pre-recorded, man. So like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch y'all.